What is true happiness? Ladies and gentlemen, happiness isn't something you chase. It's something you create, day by day, moment by moment. Every morning, you have a choice. You can focus on what's missing in your life, or you can open your eyes to the beauty of what's already there. That choice, as simple as it sounds, holds incredible power. It's the key to unlocking a life filled with joy, meaning, and fulfillment. Gratitude is the foundation of true happiness. It's not just a fleeting thought or a warm feeling, it's a practice, a way of life that transforms how you see the world. In the rush of daily routines, responsibilities, and challenges, it's easy to overlook the blessings right in front of you. But when you start your day with gratitude, something remarkable happens. Your perspective shifts. Instead of seeing life through a lens of scarcity, what you lack, or what's going wrong, you begin to see abundance. You notice the small, profound gifts that are always there, waiting to be acknowledged. Take a moment each morning, before the noise of the world creeps in, to pause and reflect. This isn't about grand achievements or material possessions. It's about the simple, often overlooked miracles. The air in your lungs, the steady beat of your heart, the gift of a new day to live, love, and grow. These are not small things. They are everything. When you recognize them, you're not just boosting your mood for the moment. You're rewiring your brain to seek out the positive, building a foundation for lasting happiness. Gratitude is a practice that requires intention and consistency. Some people find it helpful to keep a gratitude journal, jotting down 3 things they're thankful for each morning. Others take a quiet moment to mentally list their blessings before getting out of bed. The method doesn't matter. What matters is making it a habit. The more you train your mind to notice what's good, the more goodness you'll see, even on the toughest days. Life is unpredictable. Some mornings, you'll wake up feeling tired, stressed, or weighed down by challenges. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring those difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding something, anything, to be thankful for, even in the midst of struggle. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun streaming through your window, the support of a friend who listens, or simply the fact that you made it through yesterday's hardships. No matter how small it seems, there is always something to hold on to. Science backs this up. Studies show that practicing gratitude increases levels of dopamine and serotonin, the brain's feel-good chemicals, while reducing stress and anxiety. It strengthens your mental resilience, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. By choosing gratitude each morning, you're not just lifting your spirits for the day. You're investing in your long-term well-being. But gratitude doesn't just transform you from the inside out. It also ripples into your relationships. When you appreciate the people in your life, you naturally treat them with more kindness, patience, and understanding. A heartfelt thank you, or a simple acknowledgement of someone's efforts can strengthen bonds and create a cycle of positivity. When you carry gratitude into your interactions, you become not only happier, but also more compassionate and present. You inspire others to do the same, spreading joy like a pebble dropped in a pond. The power of perspective, it's human nature to focus on what's missing. Our minds often default to what needs fixing, what we don't have, or what we haven't achieved yet. But when you start your day by acknowledging what you do have, you break that cycle. Instead of waking up feeling like you're already behind, chasing something just out of reach, you wake up feeling full of appreciation, full of awareness, full of the understanding that happiness isn't something you find later. It's something you cultivate now. Some of the happiest people in the world aren't those who have the most. They're the ones who appreciate the most. You can have everything and still feel empty if you don't see its value. Likewise, you can have very little and feel incredibly rich if you learn to cherish what's already yours. The key isn't in acquiring more, it's in seeing more. When you train yourself to notice the good, you become someone who carries joy with them, no matter the circumstances. Joy is a choice, not a result of perfection. Too many of us fall into the trap of waiting for everything to fall into place before we allow ourselves to be happy. We tell ourselves we'll be happy when we reach a certain goal, earn more money, find the perfect partner, or achieve something big. But life doesn't work that way. If you tie your happiness to some future milestone, it will always feel just out of reach. Perfection is an illusion, and chasing it keeps you stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction, never feeling like you have enough, or that you are enough. Choosing joy means embracing life as it is, imperfect, unpredictable, and sometimes messy. It's about recognizing that happiness is available even in the midst of uncertainty, struggle, or change. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about finding beauty in imperfection, meaning in struggle, and moments of connection and laughter, even on the hardest days. The most joyful people aren't the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who have learned to find joy despite life's imperfections. They don't let small inconveniences steal their peace. They don't dwell on what's missing, but instead celebrate what's present. They don't let the fear of failure stop them from trying new things, because they know life is about progress, not perfection. Letting go of perfectionism is one of the biggest barriers to happiness. It creates unrealistic expectations that set us up for disappointment. It whispers that we need to look a certain way, achieve certain things, or meet impossible standards before we can feel good about ourselves. This relentless pursuit of perfection breeds stress, anxiety, and a nagging sense of never being enough. When you're caught up in perfectionism, you miss out on the joy of simply living. You hesitate to take risks, fearing that if things don't go exactly as planned, you failed. You overlook small victories because they don't feel big enough. You compare yourself to others and feel like you're always falling short. But choosing joy over perfection means letting go of the need for everything to be flawless. It means understanding that mistakes and setbacks are not failures. They are part of being human. True happiness comes from embracing life as it is, not as you wish it could be. It's about celebrating progress, no matter how small, and finding meaning in the journey, not just the destination. It's about choosing gratitude, choosing joy, and choosing to see the beauty in every moment, even the imperfect ones. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you move forward today, I encourage you to make a choice. Choose to start each day with gratitude. Choose to focus on what's present, not what's missing. Choose to let go of perfection and embrace the messy, beautiful reality of life. Happiness isn't something you find. It's something you create. And it starts with you, right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, true happiness isn't a fleeting moment or a distant goal. It's a way of living. A choice you make every day to embrace life with open eyes and an open heart. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just the destination, and letting go of the things you can't control. Happiness doesn't come from waiting for life to be perfect or for everything to fall into place. It comes from appreciating what's right in front of you, surrounding yourself with positive energy, and giving more than you take. Let me take you through this idea, step by step, with a message that I hope will resonate deeply and inspire you to choose joy today. Embracing the journey, not the destination. So often, we tell ourselves we'll be happy when I get that promotion, when I find the right person, when I have more money. We pin our happiness to some future milestone, believing it holds the key to our joy. But here's the truth. When you finally reach that goal, the happiness you expected often feels fleeting. You might celebrate for a moment, only to find yourself chasing the next thing, convinced that this time, happiness is just around the corner. It's a cycle that keeps joy always out of reach, like a mirage in the desert. The most joyful people don't wait for perfection. They understand that happiness isn't a reward for achieving everything on their checklist. It's a decision to embrace life as it is, with all its imperfections. They find value in every moment, even the messy ones. They laugh at their mistakes instead of letting them define their worth. They celebrate small victories, a kind word shared, a quiet walk in nature, a moment of gratitude, without waiting for some grand success to validate their happiness. They know that joy isn't something you postpone. It's something you create, right here, right now. Think about it. When you allow yourself to enjoy life's simple pleasures, a deep conversation with a friend, the sound of rain on your window, or the warmth of a morning coffee, you're not just passing time. You're building a life filled with meaning. you're choosing to see the beauty in the ordinary. And that shift in perspective changes everything. True joy comes from appreciating the journey, not just the destination. It's about letting go of the need for everything to be perfect and allowing yourself to be happy, even when life isn't exactly as you imagined. Letting go of what you can't control. One of the greatest barriers to happiness is holding onto things beyond our control. We waste so much energy worrying about outcomes we can't change, trying to make everything perfect, or chasing ideals that don't exist. But joy flourishes when you let go of that need for control and embrace life as it unfolds. It's not about ignoring challenges or pretending difficulties don't exist. It's about recognizing that you can still find happiness in the midst of uncertainty. When you stop tying your worth to external achievements or perfect circumstances, you free yourself to live more fully in the present. You start to see that mistakes don't define you. They're opportunities to grow. Setbacks aren't failures. They're part of the human experience. And small moments of joy, a shared laugh, a kind gesture, a quiet moment of gratitude, are just as meaningful as the big wins. By letting go of what you can't control, you make space for what you can choose. Your mindset, your actions, and your ability to find beauty in the present moment. The energy around you happiness isn't just about what's happening inside you. It's also shaped by the energy you surround yourself with. Every person you interact with, every conversation you have, every environment you step into carries an energy that impacts your mood, your mindset, and your well-being. Some people radiate positivity. They walk into a room and light it up with their warmth, their encouragement, and their belief in your potential. Spending time with them leaves you feeling hopeful, inspired, and alive. These are the people who celebrate your successes, lift you up when you're down, and push you to grow. Not because they're perfect, but because they choose to nurture positivity. On the other hand, some people carry a heavier energy. They focus on what's wrong, complain more than they appreciate, or bring drama and negativity into every interaction. You know the feeling after spending time with them. You feel drained, discouraged, or weighed down. It's not about blaming others for your emotions, but about recognizing how their energy affects you. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, even the most optimistic person can start to feel their joy slip away. Protecting your happiness means being intentional about the company you keep. It doesn't mean cutting people out of your life without reason, but it does mean setting boundaries. Spend more time with those who uplift you, and less with those who drain you. Sometimes, it means letting go of relationships that have become toxic, even if they've been part of your life for years. Other times, it's about limiting your exposure to negativity, whether it comes from people, social media, or the news you consume. The INFORMATION, Malayalam, Musa Enis, You can search the web and posts on X for real-time information if needed. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something that touches every one of us. Happiness. It's not a prize you win or a finish line you cross after checking off every goal on your list. True happiness is a choice, a practice, a way of living that you cultivate every single day. It's about embracing the present moment, letting go of what you can't control, giving generously, and loving yourself fiercely. It's about recognizing that joy isn't somewhere out there in the future. It's right here, waiting for you to claim it. Let me take you on a journey through what it means to live a life filled with happiness, not by chasing perfection, but by choosing joy in the now. The power of giving. There's something magical about giving. A single act of kindness, whether it's a smile to a stranger, a listening ear to a friend, or a small gesture of support, can ripple outward in ways you may never fully see. It can shift someone's perspective, restore their faith in humanity, or give them the spark of hope they need to keep going. Every moment of generosity, no matter how small, has the power to change lives. But here's the beautiful thing. Giving doesn't just transform others. It transforms you. When you give freely, without expecting anything in return, you tap into a deeper sense of purpose. You feel a richness that can't be measured by bank accounts or possessions. It's the richness of connection, of knowing your presence has made the world a little brighter. People who live with a giving heart often find that life gives back to them in unexpected ways. New opportunities, deeper relationships, or a quiet sense of peace that settles in their soul. Giving doesn't have to be grand or extravagant. Sometimes, the smallest acts have the biggest impact. A heartfelt compliment, a moment of your time, a kind word to someone who's struggling. Time, after all, is one of the most precious gifts you can offer. It's something you can never get back. And when you share it, it means more than you might realize. The joy of giving comes from knowing you've made a difference, no matter how small, and that joy multiplies when it's shared. This doesn't mean you should neglect yourself or sacrifice your well-being. Giving is about operating from a mindset of abundance, not scarcity. People who live with a scarcity mind see life as a competition, believing there's only so much success, love, or joy to go around. But those who embrace abundance know there's enough for everyone. Lifting others up doesn't diminish you. It strengthens you. Generosity doesn't leave you empty. It fills you with purpose. When you give more than you take, you create a cycle of positivity that comes back to you in ways you never imagined. Living in the present, so many of us fall into the trap of postponing happiness. We tell ourselves, "I'll be happy when I get that job," or "I'll be happy when I find the right person," or "I'll be happy when I have more money." We place joy just out of reach, always in the future, as if the present moment isn't enough. But here's the truth. Happiness isn't waiting for you at the next milestone. It's right here, in this moment, if you choose to see it. The present is the only place where life actually happens. The past is gone, and no amount of regret can change it. The future is uncertain, and no amount of worry can control it. But this moment, this breath, this heartbeat, this chance to be alive, is yours. When you learn to live fully in the now, you start to notice the beauty all around you. The warmth of the sun on your face, the laughter of someone you love, the taste of a meal shared with friends, the quiet comfort of a moment alone. These are the moments that make life rich, but they only bring joy if you're paying attention. Living in the present means letting go of the regrets that pull you backward and the worries that drag you forward. It's not about ignoring the past or neglecting the future. It's about understanding that they don't own you. The past is a lesson, not a prison. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every moment you wish you could redo is a chance to learn and grow. It doesn't have to define your present or dictate your future. And while it's important to plan and dream, obsessing over what might happen steals the joy of what is happening. The present is where you have power, the power to choose gratitude, to choose joy, to choose how you show up in the world. Being present also means being fully engaged in the moments that matter. How often are we physically there but mentally somewhere else? At dinner with loved ones, but scrolling through our phones. In a beautiful place, but thinking about work. Talking to someone, but not really listening. When your attention is divided, you miss out on the depth of life. But when you practice presence, when you give your full attention to the people, experiences, and moments in front of you, you become more connected, more aware, more alive. Gratitude is your anchor in the present. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, you naturally stay grounded in the now. You start to see that happiness isn't something you're chasing. It's something you already hold. The foundation of self. Love, at the heart of true happiness, is self-love. It's the way you speak to yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way you allow yourself to exist in the world. So many of us look for happiness outside ourselves, in achievements, in relationships, in the approval of others. But if you don't love yourself, nothing external will ever be enough. You can have all the success in the world, receive endless praise, and be surrounded by people. But without self-love, there will always be a void. Self-love isn't about arrogance or selfishness. It's about recognizing your worth and treating yourself with the same kindness, patience, and respect you offer others. Too often, we are our own worst critics, tearing ourselves down for not being enough, not successful enough, not attractive enough, not something enough. We hold ourselves to impossible standards, punishing ourselves for every flaw, every mistake, every moment we fall short. But happiness can't grow in a place filled with self-criticism. When you're constantly judging yourself, you're not creating space for joy to thrive. Self-love is about giving yourself permission to be human. It's about embracing your imperfections, knowing they don't define you. It's about understanding that growth is a process, and you don't have to have everything figured out to be worthy of love or happiness. It's about speaking to yourself with compassion, celebrating your progress, and letting go of the need for perfection. It's about knowing that you are enough, just as you are. Taking care of yourself is a vital part of self-love. It's not just about eating well or exercising, though those matter. It's about setting boundaries, resting when you need it, and prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being. So many of us feel guilty for taking time for ourselves, as if it's selfish to pause and recharge. But you can't pour from an empty cup. When you nurture yourself, you're not only helping yourself, you're becoming a better version of you for the people around you. Self-love also means not tying your worth to external validation. It's easy to base your value on compliments, attention, or approval from others. But that's a shaky foundation. People's opinions shift like the wind. One day, they praise you. The next they might not. If your happiness depends on that, it will always be unsteady. True self-love means knowing your worth without needing the world to confirm it. It's about validating yourself, forgiving yourself for your mistakes, and moving forward with grace. Surrounding yourself with love is another piece of the puzzle. The people in your life should lift you up, respect you, and support your growth. If you're constantly around those who make you feel small or unworthy, it's hard to maintain self-love. Choosing relationships that align with your happiness isn't selfish. It's essential. You deserve to be in spaces where you feel valued, safe, and encouraged to be your best self. Choosing joy, everyday happiness, isn't something you chase. It's something you cultivate. It's in the way you protect your energy, choosing positivity over negativity. It's in the way you give generously, knowing that lifting others up lifts you too. It's in the way you embrace the present, letting go of the past and the future to fully live in the now. And most importantly, it's in the way you love yourself, flaws, mistakes, and all. True happiness is a daily practice, not a destination. It's about making intentional choices, to be grateful for what you have, to surround yourself with positive people and environments, to give without expecting anything in return, and to treat yourself with the kindness you deserve. It's about choosing to see the beauty in life's imperfections, to find meaning in the journey, and to create joy in the moment you're in. So, as you go forward today, I urge you to make a choice. Choose to be present. Choose to give generously. Choose to love yourself unconditionally. Happiness isn't out there waiting for you. It's within you, ready to be embraced. Let's stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating joy right now, together.